Good afternoon, how's it going? Hope everybody's doing well. What you been up to? Anything good? Living large? So what's been happening here? Well, this morning yesterday I've been listening to a lady talking about Ethereum, which is a Bitcoin. I'm just studying it. I'm not going to buy any yet. But one thing she said about using a secure email, and she mentioned Proton Mail, which is has secure 256 secure, what is it, secure socket layer or something like it's called, but it's secure. So I just thought I'd mention it in case you guys wanted a free secure email. And I heard they're passing a law in the US that says no matter what security that is on it, the NSA is allowed to break into it. I'm straight up, I heard it today. Anyway, I'm not living there, so that's fine. What was I else? I wanted to tell you something. Oh, remember the other day I was talking to you about alcoholics and drug addicts, you know, and I don't have no idea why I started studying about that. It's just the way I am. I get a twinge and I start to go look at it, and you know, and you guys give me some amazing comments about some people using drugs and why they use it and so on and so on. And but you know, I'll put my hand up and say one of the reasons why I think people use it is because, you know, we're like I've said this many times, I feel sometimes I don't belong here, and I really feel that you know, life isn't what it's supposed to be. I believe that the original design for us to be here was a much more laid back, more like in Thailand, you know, Thai village life, where people, you know, they plant something, they might have a part-time job, they make a little bit of money, they boil some rice and they have a meal. You know, and people, you know, people want a TV, they want AC, but they don't have like 3-car family, you know, or a crazy big house with a big fat mortgage. I mean, there are people like that, but generally speaking, Asian people live much more within their means, mainly because they don't have much more, and they live on so much less here. So that's why I can live easy on my pension. But the thing is, I feel that we are not living in an environment that's really meant for us. I guess it's a bit like saying putting a penguin in California beach. You know, it's not supposed to be there. A penguin's supposed to be in the South Atlantic, right? So if you take us out of the environment that we're meant to be in and put us in an environment that we're not happy in, then we're going to feel uncomfortable and want to try to escape from that. And that's what I really believe that causes people to want to do drugs. They just don't feel comfortable here. So I got an email from a friend from Australia, and he explained that he's a grandfather and his son has a son, right? So there's three guys: grandfather, son, grandson. The grandson got addicted and got onto drugs, and the son spent years and years trying to help the grandson to get off it, but in the end he could not help him get off it, and in the end he passed away. And I'm like, damn, man, that's like super sad. You know, it's like just sad. I don't know what else to say about it, you know. But I said all that because I wanted to just mention it, because what we talked about the other day. And the other thing which leads on to it is, you know, the environment we're not supposed to be living in is, you know, that bug that's been around and the restrictions that have been placed on people around the world. Well, it looks like the restrictions are coming back on again, just like they predicted. I didn't think they'd come so quick. I think that they would come, you know, when it got to like September. But it's I heard in Serbia it's already been locked down, and there's massive riots with people saying not doing this again, sort of thing. So a couple of days ago, even before I heard about that, I thought, you know something, if it's going to come back again, this time I'm going to be even more prepared. So that's why I went out yesterday and bought all those water filters. So I'm, you know, because last time I wanted to buy the water filters, but the shop was shut. you could buy the filters, but you had to tell them what you want and they'd go in the shop and get it. Well, there's like 3 or 4 different styles of each one, plus different models. So it was a nightmare. I just walked out in the end. I mean, I'm not good around stupid people and stupid things like that. It's just no way. I can't do it. But anyway, the water filter is working, as you know. And so I got some real cool comments on the water filter last night. Or yesterday. And so today I went over to, somebody mentioned in Global House that sells water filters. So I went over there today, and they have some filters, a small selection in the one I go to. And the particle filter is 420 baht for a 5 micron filter. That shop that I used to get them from before she closed down, they were 100 baht each. That's like $10 difference, right? Over $10 difference per filter. So, but I used to buy them like 5 or 6 at a time, so she used to give me one for free. But anyway, they're there, but they're more expensive. But they are there. So if I need them in the future, you know, Global House didn't do what Home Pro did. You could still go into Global House. You just had to stay away from people. But at least I could walk in and get one. So who mentioned that to me, so thank you. But the other thing they had in Global House, which is really cool, is all the gravel and sand if you wanted to make your own filter system. So Russell said to me about a guy called Jon. I'll leave a link in the description, for a Thai guy who used to live in Bangkok, who now lives in Chiang Mai, and he built a filter system out of the blue water butts, you know, the 200-liter things. He used 4 of them. He used rocks the size of a woman's fist. Don't know why you would use them, but I don't want to knock what he did. It's okay, but I wouldn't feel comfortable with it because bacteria. So somebody asked about, I think it's Pat asked about, there's a certain parasite. So I looked up on the internet, and that parasite can be as small as 0.04 of a micron. Well, that's the smallest one. Generally they're around 5, 6, 7 microns in size. So the pre-sediment filter for the water, for the drinking water, would catch it. And also the bacteria filter. So she asked, do you have to boil the water because of E. coli? Well, the bacteria filter will kill E. coli, or not kill, take out. So I've been drinking that water for like 3.5 years at least, and I've never got sick from the water. So that's the whole point of the reason I designed it that way. I can take the water that comes to the house, it can pass through all filters, and I can drink it. I don't have to go nowhere, I can drink it right here. So generally speaking, if you go into all the DIY stores, the big ones, the big box DIY stores, you can buy a 3-filtered arrangement that you just bolt on the wall. But it says right on it, do not drink if your water comes from, do not use it for drinking water if your water comes from a well, like Countryside, because there is no bacteria filter in it. There's a pre-filter, 5 micron pre-filter, the same as I got. There's a charcoal filter, and then there's a water softener at the end. No bacteria. So you could buy an electric UV light, which would kill the bacteria. But each to their own. But just do your research. If you're going to make one, make sure you do it right. But Global House, if you're in Thailand, does sell all the different sands, coarse sands, and finer and finer and finer. They also sell like the charcoal powder for the water softeners, etc., etc. Okay. And so the last thing I wanted to say is you know, it's getting that time where if we have to close down again, you know, I've still got lots of food left from the last time. So I'm going to look at it, but I don't think I really need to go buy anything more. But you know the other thing I want to do? I'm going to buy a small barbecue. I've already got 4 bags of charcoal, which I got in the workshop, like medium-sized bags of charcoal, which is locally made. And I want to get a barbecue, a small one, so that if worse comes to worse, I can go catch a fish from the river and put it on the barbecue. What do you think? So thinking about the lockdown again, I don't eat much rice, but I think this time I'm gonna buy a small rice cooker because I have big bags of rice from the last time still. So I think I'm gonna go buy, I seen one today, like 500 baht. It does enough rice for 2 people. So I'm gonna get a rice cooker, and they also have a slow cooker for about 700 baht or something. I used to cook it a lot because the person I was married to before I left wouldn't cook anymore. In fact, she was never a cook. She used to tell me I can cook better than her, so I'm like, anyway, I used to cook enough food for like 4 people at a time, take 2 meals out and put 2 meals in the freezer. Do that like 4 times in the week, and you always have enough meals. If you know, when you come home from work, you finish work at 6, it takes me an hour and 20 minutes to get home. So if I took something out in the morning, put it in the fridge, when I get home, all I have to do is warm it up, and I don't have to wait when you're starving. So I think I'm going to buy myself a slow cooker and a barbecue for fish, and I think I'll be okay. So I just wanted to say thank you so much again to all the guys, everybody who donates to me, and thank you for everything. Thank you for your friendship, and thank you for everything. Buckets of blessings, rivers of peace, joy, and kindness. All the very best, and have a great weekend, guys. See you later.